Tune into the Artist Exchange every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. live on BigExposeRadio.com.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Talk dirty to me.
I love it. It's awesome. It's all mine. Gets me going every day.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello. Welcome to Sunset Soul. This evening on Be Exposed Radio, I'm your host, Love Dawn. I am here with Monny from Talk Lately Live.
Hey.
He gonna give a little bit more energy, y'all. Just wait. Listen, I'm still waiting for a few people. As you already know, this wonderful weather that we had today, nobody wanted to come in the house. Everybody wants to stay out and play today, including me. So we run a little late. Well, we're not running late. We were here. Some of the some of my guests and my other co-hosts, Miss Lisha, yes, I'm calling you out. Miss Lisha G is not here at the moment, but she will be. So I'm glad that y'all decided to tune in tonight on tonight's episode of Sunset Soul. Our discussion, we started last week. What was the discussion like? Last week, soulmate. Could your soulmate be married to someone else? That, you know, when I went home and I rewatched that, I don't know if we actually did we get an answer to the question. I mean, we had
dialogue. It was much more of a debate than trying to look for an answer.
Okay, yeah, I agree, because I said I watched the whole thing and I was trying to figure, like, did we ever decide? And I think what it boiled down to is that it's up to you. The definition, what you define as a soulmate, what you define as being with the one. We kind of dived into soulmate being able to be more than just your significant other, and them also being your friend. And what was it? It was the soul companion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it got a little complex.
But that was called the same sex soul companion.
Same.
And then the soul tie.
Soul tie. We got into that, and which as a lot of people kind of recognize that.
Sarah. What was her name? I need her back on this show.
Sarah, I don't know if she's here. I hope your mother better. When we were talking last week, she was at the hospital with her mom, so she wasn't able to call in. But we're not gonna go back into your situation tonight, Sarah. But I would love for you to call in and kind of give us a synopsis of where you are.
Well, I think she could call in and discuss that situation, because this situation has a little bit to do with masculinity and the fact that her man is gone.
Well, he gonna make it tie in. I don't see how it can tie in depending on the situation, but I'm quite sure that people want to know how that all played out, because the conversation got so good that we didn't get a chance to really finish. I got totally mixed up with my time slots. When we came back, I thought we still had 17 minutes, and we was in 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the show. So yeah, we can't do that again. So tonight, the question is about men and masculinity, and I'm quite sure
Wonder Woman come on tomorrow.
Wonder Woman, well, that's she's masculine.
Oh.
I love Wonder Woman.
The movie comes out tomorrow.
Oh, you were just making an announcement. Oh, I was saying that something for the show. Yes. Well, you know what though? That could tie into what we're discussing as far as masculinity, because it seemed like the roles have been reversing lately.
Right.
With the women being more masculine and the men seeming to, I'm just going to say the masculinity is, to me, beginning to diminish, only because that's my understanding of it. Maybe throughout this conversation, I will see it another way. But for me, right now, it seems like it's kind of diluting. That's the best way I can kind of explain it. It was a huge, I don't know if you want to call it a phenomenon, but the rompers, and it was a huge debate about. I know I had some issue with the straightening of the beard. It was a video you had put up with the guy getting his beard flat on.
Yeah, he was getting it straightened.
And one of my friends just tagged me in some lace shorts. Did you see that?
Lace?
There was lace. They were lace. I'm not sure if it was like did you see it? Okay, it was. I don't know. Was it shorts underneath or like?
Or like swimming trunks?
Yeah. They were shorts.
He was supposed to be wearing them.
I can't hear you.
Was he like a designer?
No, these were just men.
Oh, they all had on the same shorts. Interesting. Maybe they were wearing a designer friend's clothes. Right.
Yeah, the picture was.
And what was wrong with it? I mean,
it just wasn't. It wasn't something you would have expected to see a group of men wearing. That's it.
Was it a wedding?
No, it looked like they were like at the beach.
That's why it's where they swim trunks. Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't. It wasn't something that I would have expected to see a group of guys wearing. Everybody's legs were kind of light color. Put it like that.
Send it to me so I can.
As a matter of fact, Rachel sent it to me. Rachel Nichols. I'm going to pull it up. I was just inviting. Lord, how many friends do I got? Outside of that, it was the shorts. And what else did I see lately? It's so many different things. The mani pedis. That was a debate for quite some time, where men are taking a lot of time for, they're taking care of their skin and feet. And listen, at first that was strange to me at first, only because
I never understood why a man taking care of their hand, feet, facial features, skin, all of that is weird to somebody.
It's just not something that you see.
So you prefer your man dirty and filthy and stuff under his nails. I'm sick of it.
Men in lace front wigs.
Well, some of them need them. I mean, you're follically challenged. I can't help you.
Listen,
they can help you with the lace fronts.
I'm not doing. I can't. Lace front. I feel like I don't want to go to the salon with my mate.
I didn't say go with him, because I think that should be a man.
Like he goes to the barbershop.
That should be with your friends. Actually,
so all his friends should be getting lace fronts. Like it should be.
No, I'm not. I thought you were talking about the man and Patty. I'm not with the lace fronts. I'm not doing that with you tonight.
Nicole.
I already got somebody that's looking for somebody to do them.
Guest is downstairs. Okay.
They looking. I got a friend of mine that's looking for someone that actually does them here. And I don't know anyone.
So would they go to a regular salon with like a regular woman?
No, but see, because the kind of lace fronts that men get, it's actually glued down. It lasts a long time.
Is a lace front any different from a toupee? How they get the toupee?
See, the men one is more of a toupee. It's more of a toupee.
So why not that?
Because I guess the toupee is Caucasian.
I don't know. Listen, this is what the discrepancy is. Hey, Lee. Roxy Rose is on here. She was with us last week. That's what the discrepancy is. I'm not. What it boils down to is about comfort, if you ask me. Or should we say just normalcy when it's not something that we're used to.
Well, get used to it. I mean, I hate when everybody comes out like against something because they think it's gay or feminine. When you are doing the same thing, you want to have your pores open. You don't want to have black marks all over your face. You don't want your fingernails dirty when I'm preparing your chicken sandwich.
Okay. You saying okay, how about acceptance is one thing, but applauding is another. Like, it's not, we're not like, yay, my boo, he got his mani. Not something.
I don't think it's something that needs to be talked about. Once I told you I just got back from getting my manicure and my pedicure, end the conversation. I'm clean now. Okay, I took a bath and I'm clean and my nails are shining.
We were raised though, let me just say, I'm not gonna say old school, but our age group was raised. Any man that stay in the mirror longer than you should not be your boo.
You don't have to sit in the mirror to get your nails and your feet done though. So
you kind of like looking at yourself. It's usually a mirror right there. That's what I'm saying. It's usually kind of, right there. I just don't know how I feel about that. It's not about right or wrong. It's just different.
I think the difference is because you're expecting that a man is probably good. See, who wrote on my wall?
I didn't do that.
I just keep looking around here and the Negroidian. The difference is you keep thinking that a man is going to be sitting in your salon getting.
Oh, you mean like us together?
A full set. Getting a full set. But he's not doing that. There are now men's salons that are catered just for men. I don't know where they are, but they exist.
I don't know where they are either. Okay. To me, I don't even need to see the process. Just him walking in.
My dad would not have maintenance like that.
Right. Because, he old school. He old school, and that's what I'm saying. So somewhere between her father's generation,
real rough hands. I'm sorry, his hands was real rough.
But that's what you expect that from a man. Calluses. That's a working man. That's something that you would expect to see from a man.
To each his own.
But I'm not saying I would have a problem.
Papers all day. No,
you don't get paper cuts, no calluses, nothing.
I got lotion on my desk.
Oh my goodness! Listen, y'all, I
moisturize all day.
We have so much to discuss. We haven't even begun to dive in. So when we come back, y'all can start sending in y'all comments. The question on the floor is, what is your definition of masculinity? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Before we can get into if masculinity has either dissolved or evolved, we first must understand what...
I need the definition of masculinity at this point.
You know what? Okay, we'll get into that when we come back. So do me a favor, y'all. Y'all can comment on Facebook Live. We're reading your comments right now. Or you can call in when we come back from commercial break.
I believe in getting them ugly feet done.
702-5657 to give us your opinion or feedback on whatever it is that we're discussing. What is your definition of masculinity? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of the word masculinity? And we are reading your comments. When we come back, we're going to continue Sunset Soul, and I believe my guest and my co-host is on the way, so we about to dive in, y'all. Stay tuned.
When we come back, I'm gonna have a different ponytail. Masculinity.
Check out this flashback from It Is What It Is radio show.
Paul he was chilling, he was doing his thing. Y'all, you feel me? Love y'all family, you know what I'm saying? And like, for him to be taken away from you, snatched away from you, just like that. You feel me? It's like damn.
The hard,
another good one gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you taking the good? You know what I'm saying?
You always end up asking like, why?
And like again, it's a lesson that it's a test of faith. You feel me? Gonna take you through these tests. You feel me? You're gonna go through these little phases in life, yo. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you just gotta recognize that one, it's the adversary trying to knock you off your pivot, and then it's God trying to teach you something. You feel me? Right. Anything that you go through, you gonna get through. It's called going through. You feel me? That's why it's called going through. You going through something. Right. You feel me? Because after you go through it, you get through it. You look back going like, damn, I got that. You feel what I'm saying?
For this and more, be sure to tune into BeExposedRadio.com every Friday from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. to listen to more of It Is What It Is radio show.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT. Or visit Fanify.com.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do. I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids and when you got a wife and then you doing everything and you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place like with this radio show, you ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody come into your show?
Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Yeah, make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating?
That is a nice commercial.
I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on Be Exposed
Keyboard
Radio.
Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Alright, y'all, we are back. Oh, yes, I can mute the sound. We are back with my...
Turn the sound down.
Got it?
Just turn it off.
Right.
You know, I'm too new to this.
With my guest, Mr. Micheal Harrison Jr., owner...
Blackbydemand.com, Blackbydemand.
Okay, so this, it's, of course, a website website.
Yeah. Blackbydemand itself is a brand, and then blackbydemand.com is the website designed to help showcase African American businesses.
Okay. So Mr. Harrison will be back in July. And we're going to dive into exactly all the details of Black by Demand.
Yes, we're going to be Black by Demand.
Absolutely. And hopefully my book will be on.
Yes.
Me? Black by Demand. Are you okay? You had me totally confused. It's 50 things over here. My book will be on definitely, because we definitely need to support our own, y'all. So we need to definitely step up when it comes down to that. We just saw I'm sorry to jump subject, but this was important to me. Underground was canceled on WGN.
Good news though. OWN is probably going to pick.
They're going to probably pick, and that's our own. That's why I brought that up, because we need to be in a position that we can be able to say, "Oh, that's okay. We got options."
Right. That's right.
That's it.
That's right. That's what I'm all about. Group economics is what's going to get us there.
Absolutely. So definitely be looking out for Mr. Harrison, Black by Demand, in July when we dive into all of the details of his businesses and why we should come and support as a community. Prior to going to the commercial, the question on the floor was, what is your definition of masculinity? What's the first thing that comes to mind? So I'm going to ask Mr. Harrison if he has it.
I think the first thing that comes to mind for me would definitely be father figure, uncles, could be a grandfather. You know, I think this is where a young man first gets to see masculinity, you know, rather it's something as simple as, you know, watching him deal with problem situations in the household, you know, and having the strength to say, don't worry about it, we're going to get it taken care of, to changing the flat tire, to taking you to the barbershop and getting you around men, you know, who you might have already known from the neighborhood, but because now you're in the barbershop, it's a man's environment. Mr. Johnson might not be the same Mr. Johnson that you knew from the neighborhood. Right.
Mr. Johnson.
And I think it deals with stepping up to the plate, whatever that applies to in your situation.
Okay.
You know.
Monny, did you have an answer? Of whatever you think masculinity is.
Oh.
When you think of the word.
I thought we already went through this with me.
Well, we talked about other
you put me on the spot.
When you think of the word masculinity, like what comes to mind?
That's why I wanted you to tell me the definition, because then I can give you some more.
The definition by Google, because you know y'all jumps on me with the Google. This is my research.
The definition probably got soulmate in it.
No, oh my goodness, that was last week.
I've seen that.
Possession of the qualities traditionally associated with men: handsome, muscled, and driven. He's a prime example of masculinity. So that was a quick definition of what it was, and then it got the rest of it. It was like a that's disrespectful. I'm sorry. Oh no, I'm sorry. The rest of it was basically it was verbatim. So when you think of masculinity, you think of a man. You think of strength. You think of power.
Right.
And okay, quick responses from men. This is from men. Defines what it is to be a man. The person who brings home the bacon. Dominance, power, strong, alpha, control. Now I had a problem with the control. Why is control?
I had a problem with the bring home the bacon.
Masculine. Well, based on the history of masculinity.
Yeah, control probably wasn't the best word in that situation.
Wasn't the best, right? But that's no different from brings home the bacon. It's all
right. Yeah, I don't think that has anything to do with masculinity either. Right. You know, because you can still have a situation where the woman is the breadwinner, but the man still is the man of the house, and you know she might not have no problem with that. You know, so you know when it comes to certain issues, that weight shouldn't be put on her shoulders. Like, you a man, you find out what's wrong with the hot water heater.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I feel like that sometimes. I'm sorry. I find out what's wrong with the hot water heater. I'm not going to get no animals. If it's a mouse or something, don't look my way.
Right.
If you hear noise, why are we looking at each other?
Right.
We already decided.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
The funny part is that we would be looking at each other.
See,
you gonna
that's
get
why.
it?
This is the reason why we went through the soulmate. You're not my soulmate.
Are you gonna get
it? Listen, y'all. We apologize that we had Facebook Live had frozen, so we're back now. We're just now diving into the conversation. We're getting ready to go to commercial break. When we come back, we'll have a longer segment. We have a whole lot to touch bases. Question before we leave: is it to be assumed masculinity is a direct opposite to femininity? Is femininity women only?
No, because I know a lot of women with masculine features, motives.
Okay, but that is the question on the floor. So when we come back, y'all leave your comments, and hopefully we'll give some more people time to chime in since we're on a new. What was that?
That's your chair.
No, it was. Trying to be smart. We'll give people time to chime in and write their comments because we had to log back in. So we'll be right back, y'all. Sunset Soul, stay tuned.
Check out this flashback.
If someone says that more money may create more problems for us who don't have a lot of money, we said, nah, that'll never be me. And when we look at the statement that's made by those who are making over six figures, millionaires, I dare say billionaires, we wonder, how is it that more money can cause more problems? Well, I can kind of understand how that may be the situation if the money that you have is not going towards things that are of a worthy cause. And that looks how you perceive it to be. If you feel like money should make you free, but after making more money, it traps you towards these things that will cause you to have to get more money to feel like you're free, then that's a vicious cycle that someone I can understand will not necessarily feel like they're the benefactor of. So take a look at the money that you already have. And if the money that you have is going to where it needs to go, then money becomes that tool that you need to have an ends to a means when it comes to your necessities in life.
You can catch me Thursdays from 8 to 10 on the Denasha Harrison Show on BigExposedRadio.com.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Parked off, maybe it was Calvin Street. It's a parking lot over there.
All right, y'all. We back. Well, the question on the floor prior to the break was, is it assumed masculinity is a direct opposite to femininity? Is femininity women only?
I think it is a direct opposite of masculinity, femininity. Textbook wise, you could say it's women only, but there are men who, some would look at and feel like they demonstrate certain feminine qualities, but I don't think it makes them less than a man. That man can probably still do the same thing any average man could do, because it depends on, like, if you look at how someone was raised. Some guys come up and they're surrounded by women. So even though they still turn out to be, a man, but he might have some qualities where he's not looking like he's the alpha male. Everybody's not an alpha male. You know what I mean?
Yeah, alpha was one of the quick responses. I think that's a man thing. The
right.
term.
Right. It is.
Alpha
it
male,
is.
that's
It
not
is.
something that I hear a lot of women say, but I
No,
hear a lot
no,
of
I don't hear that from women either. Men are constantly sizing each other up. Men will size each other up when they shake each other's hand. Once
do they really do that?
Oh yeah. Once they're in the room with each other.
You judge by how firm your grip is.
Right. And then they kind of, check you out as they learning about you, and they can tell if you're alpha male or if you're somebody that they feel like, I could probably, deal with him in a type of situation.
I can get it. He great.
Right.
So, do you feel like it's a direct opposite of men? So you're saying it's not? You don't feel like femininity and masculinity are...
I do feel like it's a direct opposite.
Okay.
I just don't think the line is so dry cut.
Where men are on this side and women are on this side.
Right, because the neighborhood I grew up in, there were men who some people mistaked for being homosexuals, and they really weren't. But they just happened to not have that aggressiveness. I mean, I'm gonna play football. I'm gonna play basketball. Be aggressive.
Yeah, because my son sucks. I hope you're not watching. He's amazing.
Right.
But I'm saying everybody doesn't have that gift.
Right.
It has nothing to do with masculinity or femininity.
Right.
Dance. Is a perfect example of what you're saying, because I'll be honest with you, for a long time, ballet specifically, if you a guy and you doing ballet, hi Miss Lisha G, coming in with no coffee for me, I'm just saying.
See what happened was.
If you were a man and you were dancing or something of the sort in ballet, using that for an example, I just automatically thought you were
right.
I use the term in the life.
Right.
And you didn't have to be. But again, as I was saying with Monny, it's just how you grow up.
Yeah.
You just see a man usually is this way.
Right.
And a female is usually that way. And then you're using it as femininity or woman only, like you say. Then you have guys who are dancing. You have females that are doing hip hop.
Right.
And looking real, let's use Left Eye. Rest in peace. Very dominant. Or gave off some dominance, but to me, using her, she still had an air of femininity about her.
She did.
So it's kind of like you said, the lines get blurred.
The line definitely gets blurred.
Easily.
I think idealistically, we want to think it's just dry cut, but it's not always.
It's not always. Miss Lisha G, this is Mr. Michael Harrison Jr.
Brother Mike, Blackbydemand. How you doing?
Man.
All
Yeah,
right.
so we're going to get the shirts. You gonna give us some
Yeah, definitely.
No, he coming back in
July. Bring some shirts with me.
Absolutely. Make sure you have some larger sizes, because don't play.
Got you.
I'm just saying.
I eat well too. Okay.
Excuse me. The question, Miss Lisha, is it assumed that masculinity is a direct opposite of femininity?
Not necessarily.
And is femininity women only?
No.
See, I don't.
It's not.
It's too many shades of gray.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not cut and dry.
Right.
A female is
That's
woman
pretty
only.
much what we were saying.
But femininity can't be.
Well,
woman
is a
only.
female woman only? As we get down into this paper, Mike, you gotta move up. Bring it down.
Oh yeah. Get on the mic. It don't turn.
See, I was trying to be ladylike because not gentlemen. Y'all know I'm normally loud.
You gonna pull your Bible out any second.
Goodness, that's what this bell is for. We already know. We're not gonna do it. Okay, so do you believe masculinity has dissolved or evolved? That is a question that is today's topic. Has it evolved? Like now, is it free to be me, or is it dissolved?
I think it has dissolved. And I think it's done by design, and I won't go too deep down the rabbit hole, but, I think it's programming that's been involved, and they use, people who are in the limelight to represent a certain image. You know, like this has been a war strategy that's been used against black males in particular, going all the way back to buck breaking from the slave days. So, I think it's definitely dissolving. I think it's done by design. And the effect is, it's showing. Like you said, today the line is so blurred. You know, when you was younger, you could kind of, figure things out a little easier. But today, you don't know. So, I think it's dissolved. I think it's dissolving.
On my turn. I think it's evolving.
Okay. Evolving, okay.
Yeah. Do I have to say why? It's clearly.
I can dig it, brother. It's all good.
It's definitely dissolving. Like our brother just said, it's intentional.
Right. It's very intentional.
But what's the intentional part? I mean, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
The emasculation of the black man has been.
It's been part of the agenda since day one.
The emasculation of the black man.
Meaning, give me an example.
Meaning breaking them down so that they feel like as if they have no power.
Right, feminizing them,
So now it's okay for the woman to go home and bring home the bacon and fry it up. It's okay for dad to stay home with the kids, and they don't think anything of it in their heads because it's evolved to that. But if you look back 3 generations, that would never
You don't
happen.
see that as a positive, though? Because you're saying it's dissolving, you want it to stay the same. You don't never want it to grow in a different way than it used to always be.
Personally?
Because you were taught that too.
Personally?
You were taught that too, because that's not what your tribe leaders taught you in Africa. That was what your slave owner showed you.
I don't know anything about
I'm just saying, that's what your slave owner showed you 400 years ago, that this is how we live, so you're going to live the same way. This is the Bible that we read, so you're going to read it too.
Not necessarily.
You weren't doing that in Africa. In Africa, you had a stick
never been
and
in Africa. I haven't been in Africa.
I'm talking about your ancestors.
But if we take the time to go back and look
There
at our
was no
culture,
Bible in Africa.
Well, I didn't even bring up the Bible.
I'm just talking.
But we already, because they just,
I know
he was ready.
I know he was ready to throw them. I didn't have any Bible
I had time
for
to read
this.
this.
All right, but okay. So let me say, if Leslie was here, she would call me a justifier. But I think it's both. I think that it's dissolving is overshadowed, or should I say, it is. They're using it evolving as a cover up.
Right.
A cop
Yeah.
out.
No, I agree with that.
To me, I do believe it's dissolving, and I think they are presenting it in a way,
right,
to make it look as it is evolving.
Right.
They
media. If you want to
powers
use
to be
the 1%. I mean, we can.
But no one is in control of your destiny but you. So
And
if you are
that.
that gullible to accept any kind of pressure, media or otherwise.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
I
don't think they're presenting it as brainwashing.
No,
I don't think they're presenting it as pressure.
They do it more subliminally than anything. Right.
I'm in media. We're in media at this moment right now. So anything that I say tonight is going to brainwash somebody.
No, not brainwash. Let me
use seeds. What we do here is we live by the planting of seeds, and everything that we see began with a seed that was planted at some point.
But it's still a choice there.
Not
that
if you don't
depends
know
on how
this.
you
Not if
look
you're not
at
aware.
what the choice is. It's
Right.
like this. It's
Or
if
how
you
slow
if
you are.
No, there's some stuff you're just not aware of.
If you are putting it, let's just use. Before, when we first started talking, you made a comment about, you said something about homosexuals.
Right.
We was dealing with this. And I said, in response to that, I used the term
Right.
in the life.
In the life, right.
Now, one to me is no different from the other. But the term now, homosexuals, they're trying, let's not use that word. Prior to that, is you're not supposed to say.
But you keep, I guess I'm having problems with the semantics of it because you're saying they.
I'm saying they
Who
because
is they?
Well, Tyler Perry they got a whole book on the people named they. I'm just saying it's a childhood book.
Well, I mean, I think in this case,
they
represents the powers to be, the puppet masters who pull the strings, who control the media,
Because then
things of that nature.
If there is a they, so what Donald Trump, are you like moving forward with his agenda? Are you in that circle now that he's president? Because he's now the they.
He is one of, he been the they. He was one of the they before he became the president because he's one of the 1%.
He wasn't my they.
You
I'm
were
not
not
brainwashed.
He was not in the public eye. He was not as accessible, but he was always one of the they.
Not mine.
Well,
definitely in the 1%.
Right. We have to understand there is no set group that you can point to they.
Okay.
It's just a direction that things have been going and growing into. It is designed. I'm not gonna say
it is done by
the white
design.
man.
Right.
I'm not gonna say the white man. I'm
Right.
not gonna say
It's
that.
It's just it's honestly
Then who?
anybody
I mean-
other anybody other than you, anybody other than the group that that we're speaking of at the moment can be considered the they. I'm saying the they at the moment, us. Because we're talking about a group of people. So at the moment, we are the they. Okay. So yes, at the moment, depending on how we construct this conversation, we can influence somebody else's decision. But I'm saying, the reason why I'm saying that I believe, if you're asking me, I believe it is dissolving, period. That can end there. But my explanation, I'm saying that they're using the word evolution to candy coat.
Right, it's the cover up.
They're inevitable, right.
Yeah,
They're making it
cover-up.
feel like it's nothing wrong. Okay, remember last week we were talking about, wait, let me finish. Remember soulmate. Y'all all got upset with me because the lady or whomever that day was,
Google,
made all these different components to what a soul, your soul companion and a soul this and a soul tie, and y'all like, I mean, well, what is a soulmate? At the end of the day, it was one word that we were discussing, and it was soulmate. But because we wanted to make it fit,
more so soul and not even me, because that's something that's not tangible.
Because we wanted to make it fit, though.
Right.
Well, they wanted to make it fit. That's the they at the moment.
I don't even know.
They made it so that anybody could fit into this box. Anybody, or you can find your place somewhere in here.
Right.
So I'm saying that now, for me, I think that it's dissolving, and they wanted to be like, it's nothing wrong with it, so you can do this. It's nothing wrong, so you can do that. So you can do that. To me, it's still diluting. You have this powerful whole, in my opinion, man that you expect to be strong and dominance and all of these things.
Maybe
that you
your word. I think
it's a war strategy.
My problem is that I'm having a problem with the word dissolve.
I'm saying dissolve because
diluting
if you think
word
of the word
used.
strong, period, dominance, period, these are the terms that you would equate with masculinity. So
right, but I think the word diluted, what you just used, it might be a better word than dissolved.
Well,
no, because you're adding something in there to make something thinner.
If you look at it, these words that she's using to define masculinity are no longer being used to define masculinity, which means masculinity doesn't exist if it can't be defined by anything that we're trying to define it by.
And they're also cutting back on the images of masculinity, through the television and media. Like it's called television program with the impression that you're watching a program. But in all reality, you're being programmed, right? So if you look back, there was a time period where they wouldn't even show a pregnant woman on television, let alone a man that had feminine qualities. And then fast forward now where you see they're actually showing more men, with more feminine qualities. So I guess that could be a way of looking at the dissolving as far as the image that they're putting forward. I mean, Dave Chappelle was who came forward with the whole thing with Hollywood, how they make all the black male actors at some point in their career wear a dress, and Dave Chappelle refused to do it, and that's how he ended up leaving. You can find his whole video, on that. And if you look back, it's absolutely true. Why do these strong males who represent a certain image, all of a sudden now you have to see them in a dress, so like that agenda been in place. Spike Lee, Dave Chappelle, but Dave is the one who refused
it. Your masculinity, I understand why that's a problem if you're an actor.
Is it? I mean,
it's also part of the programming. It's the part of the process of breaking.
Why is that?
But
what
that's
you
a barrier
have to
that
do?
was needing to be broken down. But if somebody took that as a role, why does that objectify that person's masculinity?
It wasn't so much that
He's
they decided to do it. It was this is something that we want you to do.
Right. It was
but he was
forced
paid
upon
to
him.
do it. So
But it didn't start. But it didn't start with Tyler Perry and all those ones. It just
right.
goes all the way back to
right.
Lou Rawls did it, blackface. I mean, you can.
Now, I think Tyler Perry fits what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of his characters.
Right.
So I don't think he was forced into it. But then you have people like Wesley Snipes, Dave Chappelle, even Kevin Hart. Like, if you look through this history, all these dudes at some point was forced to put on a dress. And from the way Dave explained it, it's like, you either do this right, or your career could be over, and so there you have it.
All right, y'all, look, we gotta go to a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to discuss masculinity in women and how come, why is it that when you see women, Serena Williams and people like that, UFC fighters, it's not looked at the way we do look at Tyler Perry and I forgot the other person you named that needed to wear a dress and know that Wesley Snipes. And I'm sorry, I love Too Uncle. But I'm just saying.
I was just on the other night. I never watched that movie, and I watched it for the first time this weekend. And it was hilarious.
So I see y'all comments. We're going to get into that when we get back. Y'all stay tuned. Sunset Soul, Lisha G, Monny, and Mr. Michael Harrison, Blackbydemand. We'll be right back.
All right.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is your girl, the one and only, Thick Cows. Check us out every Saturday from 5 to 7. Only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh, recently? Yeah. I was talking about overall. No, two.
Two? That was Uber.
That wasn't Uber.
Yeah.
That wasn't? Yeah, that was Uber.
That situation with Uber, I think they told us about.
But this guy, my whole thing is pay attention. I don't know if this dude was trying to get home or something, but he was speeding. Now I'm with the flow, like, do your thing. But when you taking me out of my way and you speeding, little suspect, trying to get my butt.
Like the Clemson guy from the Ohio State game.
What?
Yes. Yeah. Now, he picked me up from my job, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm telling him where to go. He refused not to go. And you're speeding. So I'm thinking, this is me. I'm in the back seat. He's speeding. I'm like, he trying to take me in an alley somewhere. And so I'm a little uncomfortable. So I'm noticing, I'm looking at the GPS. It's telling him to go this way. He's going this way. And I'm like, wait a minute. You taking me out of my way. I know I curse like a sailor, but
I do too.
There's sometimes you just don't curse. And this one time was that. Hey, look, y'all. I'm only going by what the GPS, yo. No real shit.
Oh. What?
Oh,
okay, I quit.
Like real shit? Really?
Wow.
Say you cussing?
Wow.
Trying to get my butt?
Yeah, this the man that holds it down. Mr. Showtime, D the Boss. Check us out every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We are back.
We so resourceful, we created a culture after they stripped us of ours.
Exactly. Listen, y'all.
And now they want to like reclaim it.
We live.
I know.
I gotta tell them what we talking about. Yeah, we were already discussing this. Well, we were talking about the attire of the male. One of the comments from Tony Bling. Look at how many males walking around with their pants hanging off their tail when the meaning is you are trying to attract men. And
I said, yeah, that is true. Because it signaled that you were open for penetration.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But you know what? They know that. And
And
this
do
is
know
what's
that.
crazy. Like, they know it. They don't care. We're in a generation now where we feel like we get to dictate everything about ourselves. We are so autonomous. We run this whole self-governing system, and nobody outside can penetrate it. But you can't change what you're telling other people. So my son does it because his father does it.
Right. And what's interesting about today's
hip-hop.
is in 2017's garment is now that they added the jeans have to be super tight, skinny jeans.
Yeah. Right. So is that evolution to you? Like, you think that's
think
evolving?
That's a horrible style, and I want.
I mean, but not like, do you like it? But based on
like
the
fashion.
pants.
It's bigger than just fashion, though. Like, did y'all talk about Uzi?
Because it's a statement.
Did you talk about Little Uzi and his?
We haven't gotten to any of that just yet. That's under new trends. But
I'm sorry. I just jumped the gun. But if you look at what some of these young men are wearing, they're intentionally.
Yeah, I think now because of the information that's available on these topics, like YouTube and things like that, I think they are more aware versus like when I was a little young in high school and they were doing that, it was perceived more to show that you was from the hood.
Mhm.
This was kind of gangster, so they thought it meant something. But now the youngins are aware of where it originated at.
Yeah.
This is a prison thing, right? So they know, like you said, it means you're available, and then they continue to do it.
The prison thing that goes back to slavery as well.
Well, it all goes back to slavery.
Because
jail is slavery. So.
Right, it's modern day slavery. Right, it's definitely modern day slavery.
The slaves that were, because I don't know if everyone is aware, but a lot of male slaves were raped by the slave masters.
Yeah, before you walked in, I said about the buck breaking. Right.
And those men were forced to wear their pants down so that everyone could know that they
go back. Because I do know about the jail thing, but I also was told that originated because they could not wear belts in jail. And that's the reason why the pants were sagging. It wasn't solely because of meaning that you were assessed.
We'll never know until you bring us the definition.
Yeah, and that's possible because it's not like they fit you properly when you go in there.
So they said your stuff kind of hang down, your clothes kind of hang down.
And they probably just took it to the next level.
Exactly, because that's what we do as a people.
Yes.
Now, that's one thing we do is we make something our own.
All of the negative stuff.
Now, what you said about making it out, no different from the word nigger to nigger, and then you change the A and a. Girl, I'm not doing all that. We know exactly what it is, but we call it. We took the power from the word. So that's the same logic they use for the pants. We know what you're saying that it means, but we don't accept that. No. That we're rebelling.
So what's the difference in that and females accepting the term thought? Oh, they think I'm a thought. I might
or
be
a bitch. That's my bitch.
Different.
That's my bitch. The same thing. Now it because
what it does though is it perpetuates that term and you own it and you live it.
That is a prime example of it dissolving, regardless of femininity, masculinity. That's what make the lines blur.
Right.
All of this accepting.
I want them to do that. I want them to find something else to be.
I'm old, and it took a long time for me to even figure out what that meant. So,
and it's like you embracing. Oh well, I know what I am. I'm good at it. Whatever, okay. But if she's accepting the fact that she's a hoe and she's over there.
I don't want her to accept it. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but I get it. But I think all of this to me this is what I'm saying. This is it dissolving. Cute. And that's where we are using the word, it's evolving because we this or we're that. To me, that's just pulling
I don't think
the rug over
those are evolving terminology. That's not evolving terminology.
It's evolving because if you were in the
derogatory.
70s, or like you said, going back, we wearing suits and women are wearing corsets or dresses with the what do you call the thing at the bottom of those? I do love those
with the can stuff
at the
make
bottom.
it fluff.
The petticoats, the petticoats at the bottom, and now y'all know you can barely get them to wear a spank. I mean, it's just a spank.
Let alone
Spanks.
a girdle and a corset.
Or slips.
Female.
Who does slips?
I have slips. Excuse me.
That's old school.
I wear slips. Please let it be known. I wear
she do
slips.
still wear slips.
And I keep sheets in my trunk for the little girls at church. I need to cover them up, but I'm gonna sit back down.
Oh, like prayer clothes.
I'm not gonna do it.
Let me tell you, I was at a service yesterday, and
I'm
this
not
little
gonna do
girl kept getting up in her little teeny skirt, and it was just tucked right up in her little crack. I'm sorry. I
Do the
just wanted
slip
to go.
stop that? Or do the slip
The
just go up
would
there with
stop
the
it
dress?
because it's another layer. So the slip would go,
can't
the
prove
dress
it.
won't.
All right, y'all.
I'm sorry, I just went off topic.
Listen,
I'm sorry. Y'all know I had to bring church in there for
I'm
mine.
not gonna do it. That's why this belt right here. When we come back, we're gonna get into
that's too far away from
the gender ambiguity and the blurred lines during the gender classification, because as you know, there are some. I'm just going to say hermaphrodites. There's a whole lot of nice word, androgynous.
Hermaphrodite or
hermaphrodite, androgynous, ambiguity, gender class, however you intersex. Both. That's what we're
tell
going.
me what a
It's both.
hermaphrodite is.
A homoph.
It's not a
What I say?
Is it a hermaphrodite or
those
hermaphrodite?
they hermaphrodites.
You're going to tell me what a hermaphrodite is.
Them they hermaphrodites. Okay.
Over there.
I don't know. So when we come back, we're going to get into that, because then how would you define? That's a clear case of a blurred line.
Yeah, that is
right
a
there,
blurred
because
line.
you got double.
Are we still in the first?
Well, not double, but both. Okay, we'll be back, y'all. Stay tuned. Lisha G, Monny, Love Dawn, and Mr. Michael Harrison Jr. Black by Demand. We'll be back.
You use Tearless baby shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bath water to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey,
But
y'all,
that's
we
what
are
you call
back.
When you start talking about her and him.
Yeah.
Her, him, who hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite is the
No,
word,
she
y'all.
calls herself gender neutral.
That's
She
a
doesn't
whole
want to be called
nother.
anything.
That's a
What you talking
whole
about?
nother topic.
A person that I know.
Oh, I missed that whole part of the conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. Like you go to Facebook and you identify your gender. It's like, how many gender?
But that's
males
when
is
the last time you
15,
heard the
16?
word hermaphrodite though? They don't do
Yeah,
that.
they don't
It's
use
gender.
that.
It's usually gender neutral. They don't want to be called anything.
But there are women that are gender
They
neutral.
accept
like
they.
We now. Yep.
So they take that.
Her,
We can say
they. They pick the pronoun.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all just now tuning in, you're probably trying to figure out what we're talking about. We're talking about first of all, the question was men and masculinity. Has it dissolved or evolved? And at this point of the conversation, we're now speaking about intersex, gender ambiguity, and the lines being blurred. Intersex is relating to or denoting a person or animal. I don't know why they say animal, but we're saying person that has both male and female sex organs or other sexual characteristics. So my question is, if you have a man who has both sex organs, does the role of masculinity change in his case? Is it expected for him to dress or behave in a diverse way because of his birth difference?
Here's the thing. Unless you tell me you have both sex organs, I won't know. That's not my business.
Okay.
That's between you and God and your parents.
And
so
you
you make the
your
decision
partner.
what you're gonna do. Well, yeah, eventually. You make the decision that you. I mean, we make things so.
Do you want to know on the first date?
Huh?
Do you want to know on the first date?
No.
I do.
I do.
It's different, but that's masculinity. That's
right.
masculinity.
Please disclose that information and allow me to make an educated decision
It's weird to
as to
find
which
out
direction I want to go from there.
Say that. I don't want to talk about sex organs on the first date. I don't
But I
want to talk
think you
about
should
sex
read it
on the
out
first
because you
date.
don't know how you are going
I don't
to
know. You got
react.
to figure a way to be like, listen, I'm a little different.
And then you don't want
so
to.
I'm a little different, so I can say, what does that mean? What does that mean?
But you wait, I think first date is still too soon. First date, you might not even get that far. You might not even like this person at the end of the date. So why do we even?
Right. Yeah. Maybe not the first date.
Initially,
Maybe before any type of intimacy,
Well, I would agree.
and I mean even a kiss, because they say a kiss is more intimate
That's
than
how
the
people. That's how people
act
get.
itself.
I agree with that. I
Right.
think before, and I would not say. I'm like I am a woman through and through. I'm just gonna say that. That's my disclaimer.
Right.
I got 4 babies to prove.
Are you sure?
I definitely represent the alpha males.
Thank you. But I do think that if I was, that I would not tell the person that I'm dealing with on the first date. I would definitely not be intimate.
Yeah.
I would definitely not. And I probably would throw, this just me,
Right.
some verbiage, some words, some things out there to make you know that I wonder if it's just in case somebody in passing, somebody on Facebook, and I'd be like, I was trying to, you don't remember when I was telling you about the thing?
I'm the upfront person.
Start slipping questions in there like, do you like Coke or Pepsi, or do you like both Coke and Pepsi? I just like Coke. I just like Coke.
A little mix,
And I'm the upfront person because I would like to know, because that's how you can become unbenefit with somebody and they start spreading a whole bunch of rumors about you. If you give them the chance to say yay or nay in the beginning, you can cut out a lot of confusion.
You can
in the midst.
And if that happened to me, I would make my decision, and I would respect that person's secrecy. And I say, listen,
exactly.
This isn't for me, but I will not disclose your privacy to anybody.
Come on, that's not. Most people are not going to do that.
That's true.
They're going to say that.
3 and 4 and 5 dates, and now I'm invested.
That's too far to go without telling, but
even with no intimacy.
Day 1 is too far to go without telling me that you got a penis and a coochie.
Once I realized that we're gonna go further than a first date, that would probably be that would probably be a conversation after the first date.
Right.
That would be a conversation after the first date, but I would not just. Well, I wouldn't. I don't. You shouldn't talk about.
I know a person. It's not particularly this situation, but it's equal, if you ask me. They don't say anything to a person about their personal situation until feelings are involved. They intentionally try to get the person to feel
deception.
Because they feel like if once you have feelings for me, it will be harder for you to walk away.
Right. Now
That's
you
the
just
deception.
deceived me.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like it's a form of catfish, huh? I'm the catfish.
Who you actually are.
Yep,
You
that's
actually
exactly
blur
what
the
that is.
lines on who you are.
You
You
lied.
didn't. I didn't do it. You did it.
Okay.
Because you came into the play,
Tony,
with the ability.
Tony said I would ask them if they want to see something unbelievable.
I can't. No, Tony, look.
Tony.
You're in timeout. Tony
See something
Glenn,
unbelievable.
You are in timeout.
Tony, you a little too curious, brother.
Refrain.
Tara, get your husband.
From
Get your husband.
interesting comments.
Tara, we don't want to see anything unbelievable. That's between you and your man. Okay, so let's just. That's
Tony's
not.
is messing
That's an
with that.
automatic blur line.
Yeah.
So the question was, would it be expected for a man to have to be diverse in his masculinity if he has both? I would just say, I would assume yes.
Right. Again, like we were talking during the break. I think it also is a decision that person has to make at birth.
Right. That's what you were
growing
saying.
up into something.
It seems like their spirit
Nowadays-
would feel one side more than the
Exactly.
other. You know, you either spiritually feel like a man or you spiritually feel like a
But
woman.
nowadays,
And
it's
that
how
might
people
influence
feel
their
when they wake
decision.
up in the morning. Like I wake up today and I want to be a guy. I wake up tomorrow, I want to be a girl. Midway through the day, I want to wear a tuxedo with a wig. And it's like we don't know what's going on with people.
Kiki Palmer
Just do what they-
just came out. Did you
That's
see
a lot
that?
of
Did you see
clothes.
that on Media Takeout? She just came out. Well, I guess she came out of the closet and she was Kiki Palmer.
Yeah, she's
Bisexual?
bi.
Well, right, and that's what she was. She said, "I don't want to be labeled if whatever
the
I
new
want to
thing.
do
No one
today.
wants to be
If I
labeled
wanna
anything.
That is a prime
Heterosexual
example
or
of
homosexual.
dissolving to
Right,
me.
right.
And to cover up, because now I can be what I want to be. I don't have to be labeled gay. I don't have to be labeled bi. I just do what I want when I feel like I want to do it.
Right.
And that to me, it's that the blurred lines. If you think about blurred, that is diluting.
And I think that mentality is definitely spread throughout Hollywood. Like, I think that's how they convince them, like, hey, listen, you know,
But I don't think
almost
that's
like they
where
feel
it's
like they're on a different level. You be whatever you want to be today, you know, like we're not the lower level people, you know.
I disagree
If I
with
want to be
blaming
this, I
everything.
want to be that. I can be,
I
but
kind of disagree with blaming everything on Hollywood because that's not where all of these ideas are coming from.
No,
they
that's
reach
true.
Hollywood and they
That's where
expand.
we
That's true.
see it.
But that's where it's
we
being
see it, and this
played
is where it
out
becomes
at.
acceptable.
But that's called good messaging. That's called good marketing. That's
called
getting it
programming.
out there.
yeah, it's
It's
definitely
called
programming.
Programming is a part of marketing. Marketing is being delivered to the masses.
Okay.
So if the LGBT community
Tony,
says we don't want you to distinguish between gender,
This is before. This has long before. This is the creation of the LGBT community.
again,
like
but
this
it's
stuff
again,
started.
it's an
This is how
idea.
this
It's
is how
an
we got into
idea
the
that
place.
has evolved into a movement. It's not because of Hollywood. It made it to Hollywood to be dispersed. That's why we can't always constantly say Hollywood is doing this, and that, because that's not where the
But if
idea
you
is.
movement-
the
Every
movement
idea that
came.
you had for a movie does not start
The
in Hollywood.
movement did not begin until the door was open for a movement. It started with Hollywood.
No,
with
because
what's
that's
the, what's
where
the TV
you
show?
can't say that
Will and
because
Grace.
then that's then
It
you're
started
saying
with
that
the
grassroots
Will and
never
Graces
start.
and with the. It started in Hollywood, and
You
then
can't
as
start a
as
grassroots
you
in
accept
Hollywood.
things, yes, and this is how life works. As you accept things bit by bit, every little thing that you let
So
slide
gay started in
becomes.
Hollywood?
No,
That's
gay didn't start,
impossible.
but the whole.
I don't think it started.
It can.
Well,
It
I don't
couldn't
think-
have.
wait,
Because
are
again,
we
it was
talking
wrong.
about-
I'm saying
Time
I
out.
don't think
Are we
the
talking about
evolution.
gay? Or are we talking about masculinity?
No, I'm talking about
and
any
femininity?
kind of root. If
Because-
you're trying to root everything in Hollywood, it's not possible.
I don't
Because it
think
has
I
to
don't
be an
think
idea
that I
first
think
before it hits the
that
table.
Hollywood is about money. And Hollywood wants viewers, they want people to gravitate towards them. They looked at what was happening in the communities. They
But
looked at what was happening.
When you
period.
say Hollywood,
and they
it's
capitalized
always, it's
on what was
always that Hollywood is just one entity that has the same mindset to do the same thing
But
to
it
everybody.
reaches the masses, and this is what we're saying: the process of diminishing masculinity, femininity, gender roles, and all this other stuff.
But you
it
gotta
has
take
to
it
start,
to the writer.
It has
you have to take it to the writers
it
room
has
too,
to
because
start
that is not
at a
where it
place.
starts.
What is the it that y'all are
Hollywood is
talking
the
about?
production.
What is the it that y'all? What are you saying? What are you saying started? In
I'm
Hollywood?
saying that the media, the televisions, the ads, the stuff that we see every day. This is
that
what
is written.
This is what
it's
not
a written
just
product.
not just what written, printed, spoken, whatever things that that comes out of the mouth of those that we deem to be powerful and all of those good
Okay,
things.
all right, look at it
those
this
are the
way.
things
Look
that,
at it this way in the role of BeExposedRadio.com. Look at it that way, okay? If we find a PSA out there, is that me being Hollywood and sending that off because I believe in it or somebody else believes in it because somebody else created it? It had to start somewhere before it got to me.
But
is what I'm saying. So if
but,
I'm Hollywood,
but the people will accredit it to you.
All right, Tony
because
said,
they don't know all of that.
Tony,
right, but we have to, as a people, know that it came somewhere first. We can't just put it on Hollywood because we know it didn't.
Said that, which I don't understand. Maybe y'all are talking two different things. He said it was a market for porn.
Right, because people was having sex outside.
Wait, I'm lost.
That's what I'm
where
trying to
porn came from. Instead of it being you couldn't broadcast it if they were having it outside, so you filmed it so you can send it to people. Then it became an industry, and now it's being broadcast.
So I was assuming what you're saying is that Hollywood is who plays a major part in making things acceptable. You know what I mean? Like once you see it on the big screen,
making it acceptable.
Right.
But now I think the reason why I'm asking what it is that y'all talking about, because you're saying basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying, or somebody is saying that Hollywood is making it acceptable. You're saying that Hollywood did not come up with this.
Right, they didn't start it. Right,
Hollywood took something that exactly they
shined the light on it.
They absolutely did. It was already right. So whether it was the pants,
they
bagging,
gave you the money to produce
whether
your
it was the femininity or whatever it was happening was already taking place, and Hollywood capitalized
just like
on
black
what we
people
were already
selling drugs or using drugs. That wasn't started with us. That was something that we took hold of in our community.
Once they dumped it in the community.
Once they dumped it in the communities, and then we tried to take hold of it, and then we wanted to make our own business.
And the media shaped things to look the way that they wanted to.
Absolutely. That's why I said you were saying.
That's right.
The people outside of Baltimore would have thought the whole city was on fire.
Right.
Well, that's true.
And
they're masters of the subliminal.
Portion.
Right.
But
propaganda. King.
We got so many phone calls from out of state. Is everybody okay?
Mm-hmm.
CNN did that.
Well, that's true, but I also think that the riots was a good. It still was a spotlight that needed to be had.
But
here
no, I'm not saying it wasn't.
We still live
but
in a
that
land
is
of
an example
nothing.
of how media makes things look bigger.
Right.
And people will gravitate, and they don't just get it with their eyes; they get it with their hearts.
When you're not looking, then you have a problem with that too. So you can't take that double-edged sword and make it your way.
Wait a minute.
CNN was not here.
Let me ask you a question.
It's not over here.
I'm sorry, I'm saying you, but I mean everybody in Baltimore, because there's a sense that if we had a riot here and CNN never showed up, then we would be complaining that nobody's looking.
Oh no, we know that they're gonna show up for the riots.
They're going to show up because
that's what they want people to see.
Exactly, because that's what they're capitalizing on.
And
let me ask this, because we can go a commercial. Using the media.
I'm going back to my dainty feminine voice.
using the media, and we're talking about this evolution or it dissolving. The jumpers back in the 80s, we're using those
rompers.
I know, I'm talking about the jumpers from the 80s. Those were.
You got on a romper.
I have on a romper today, y'all, because I wanted to be.
Oh my
befitting.
gosh! I just
look and had to go to the bathroom as soon as I got here. So somebody got to do it. Got unbuttoned. But anywho, the jumpers from the 80s were basically rompers. The same exact thing. You got to take your whole thing down. Why is it now?
No, you didn't.
You had to take that jumper off to use the bathroom.
Yeah, someone just had on Facebook, it was a picture of Mike Tyson from back then with that on. I think the difference is, I think they changed the material up. Because back then it was all jean, right? And then anything jean is really not viewed as that soft on a man, right? So they changed up the material, and then I think they changed up like the accessories that go with it. You get what I'm saying? Back then he had the jumper on, it might have had graffiti spray painted on it, you know what I mean, with a pair of Timberland boots on. Now the dudes got on softer material with a pair of Roman sandals on.
Because because they care about their skin.
Yeah,
they wanted to feel. They wanted that soft material on their skin. Now,
you gotta go to break.
Listen, y'all. We are moving forward now. We're now. What I'm doing is comparing and contrasting some of the more questionable outfits,
right,
to what it was back in the day. So, is this now evolution, or is this now it dissolving? Because I got some questions.
If you're talking about in relations to the romper, I think that's
the romper, the hair.
No, I'm sorry.
Malcolm X had a comb. He had his hair,
and he looked good. And
well, you know what? I take that back because it depends on what kind of romper it is. If the romper is
definitely
to the knee,
dissolving.
If it's to the knee, I can accept it. If you got on the ones that's crotch
but it's the same thing with the jeans. If you got on some jeans and you showing all of your print and stuff, that's different than you want to pass slim.
All right, listen, y'all. We got to come back. Leave your comments in Facebook. We'll read them when we come back. Stay tuned. We are just getting started. We'll be right back. Sunset Soul.
I can't stand the romper. That's just too much control.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at shelterpetproject.org.
How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person. And if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
9 minutes, 20. We're back. I'm not going to talk about it. And all this stuff. We were talking about prior to going to break. What were we talking about? The jumpers,
the rompers,
and the rompers in comparison to what we're wearing now and back then. I brought up the jumpers and how to me they were basically the same thing as a romper, and the straightening of the hair is nothing new.
No,
now,
actually, I don't think they are the same thing as a jumper, because the jumper has the.
But that has a strap, but it's versus the shoulder and the back.
And normally they had a shirt or something on underneath.
Yeah, you had to wear something else under.
And it was
that
Bob DeVoe didn't.
Evolved
right
to.
When you go back to the Bell Biv DeVoe days, like I said, they had graffiti written on it.
Right.
They had Timberland boots on, untied. It was a way they kept it masculine. And then with it being,
they were stonewashed.
Yeah, stonewashed jean material versus now it's like curtain material. You know what I mean? It's soft. You understand what I mean? But I see how people are making the comparisons. You know, it's like when a man, he can wear a wife beater and he can look hard in that wife beater, right? And then his woman can put that same wife beater on, and then she now looks sexy in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's the same shirt. You know what I mean? Right. So the way they are,
it's now stretched,
right? The way they displaying it and advertising it now, they're putting that feminine touch on it.
Mm-hmm. But it's the same.
You couldn't pay me to wear
shirt,
one,
like you said. Though.
Put that out there.
Rachel said back in the day, Criss Cross wore what she calls overalls, and dudes wore them back in the day. I don't see the big deal. What about all the guys who work and have to wear jumpsuits or overalls all day long?
But the difference there is that It has their job name on it.
Has their job name on it. It's not cut into shorts.
No.
And even the
It's
ones
a
that
thicker
were
material.
shorts back then, right? They like came down like to the dude's knees, below it. Now they got it cutting up,
the
on the
midsection.
thigh.
The midsection is lower
Right.
for men.
You're also not climbing under someone's car.
But it's the we make a big deal out of the garment. Okay, it's a romper, but the same thing can be changed around with the romper. That can be changed around with their regular outfits. Men wear pants jacked all the way up and super tight around all of that stuff. That's trying to show. They wear really, really tight shirts. What's the difference? Like, we getting too caught up.
I don't have a problem with you, man. I'm just not going to wear
some people put it on and you look feminine. If that's what you're going for, then great for you.
I see that a lot. I'm not a fan of the tight clothes. I'm not a fan of the pointy toe shoe. I'm not a fan of the tight jeans. I'm not a fan of. I don't like tight fit. The churchy shoe. Like, I don't know the one that shoes. I don't know the elf shoes. What you call them? I call them pointy toe shoes, and that's like for every shoe that points. I'm going to call it that because I don't know the different names. I don't know.
The shoe that your toe can't even fit to the tip.
I don't understand that. It's like, where are your toes?
Just any shoe in particular that has a point.
I feel like it's a weapon, and I don't like it. And I'm really serious. I don't
Straight
like it.
weapon.
And I don't understand. Now, to me, this goes back to what we were saying in the beginning. I just don't understand it. This is not about right, wrong, or indifferent. I don't get it, and I don't understand the little clothes and.
I think it's a part of that agenda still. Right. Do you don't agree with that?
What?
Like that's the tight form fitting baby vests and stuff like that. Like the whole new
the Poindexter look.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's preppy.
It's preppy.
Wait, what's the new word? I can't. I'm gonna tell you later. I can't think of it.
Androgynous. It's like that.
No, it's
I'm over that.
I forgot.
I don't know.
Hipsters. It's the hipster stuff.
See, now when I think hipster, I think
I don't like
it's
it.
not
long hair.
It's not a hipster look. The
it's
hipster was somebody like from the 70s that was at the what's it called? They were smoking weed.
Well, yeah, then that's those hipsters.
The hippies.
Those are hippies. Today's hipsters are those ones
that sound like a
wear
woman. Hipster sounds like somebody with hips. Like they got a nice curve.
You can't just avoid the whole
term.
We don't like it.
Let's get into these celebrities. I don't really know what part of the show we're in. I'm gonna mess up. Celebrities that have gone against the grain. So I guess you would say evolve. Cam Newton, I don't know. He is.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's evolved a lot.
You just said I don't know. Cam Newton is the if you say hipster or the little clothes and the ponytail shoes, he is black, very attractive.
What does he do?
Football player.
I was gonna say, what does he play in?
He's football, right?
You know.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I do. All right, it's ringing a bell. Football.
I mean, I promise you that it doesn't even matter what picture you pull up. Just go to Google and put Cam Newton image, and it doesn't matter. Pick one.
So do you have like the short pants with the ankle
It doesn't
showing?
matter what picture. He's always wearing something like he's never right. He's
always
off.
He's definitely a little suspect after that scene with the hot tub where he was in the
came
hot
up out
tub
the water
with
singing
all
sexual
the
healing.
other guys, and was like half
How you
naked.
gonna sing sexual healing?
Right. With dudes.
With a dude, and
with
then
dudes.
and then when he say sexual healing, the dude come from under the water like, ow.
Yeah.
Look, all of this stuff is to show that I'm not homophobic. It's a crime to be homophobic now. So men are
and I thought that was
doing
comedic
these things.
timing. I mean, they were filming.
They do these things intentionally just to prove
But
that.
is that?
I'm not scared.
I'm sorry.
I mean, they're football players. They're always in a locker room with a bunch of men. It's just all of them all the time.
Slapping each other on the butt on top of that.
Exactly.
And that's been from the
I don't
beginning.
think it's
That's
surprising
racial.
that they all, I mean, a group of them would have been in a hot tub together, probably trying to release pressure off of their muscles.
I bet you they was releasing some pressure.
Okay.
Oh, Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Andre 3000. What about him? We talking about the
And he
perms.
did?
No.
Don't do that.
Oh, Andre the Giant.
Totally different people.
My goodness, you did not.
Andre 3000, I loved his style, and I love the fact that he did something different, but he maintain masculinity. He went back.
I think he did too.
to different
I think he did too.
generations.
I think he
but
represents the throwback. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He likes to do the 70s flair.
Right.
You know what I mean? And be a little
And I don't think
fashionable.
that's, and that I think is evolving. I think
And that
he
was
is
his
his
style.
own person.
He made it his
still
own. That was his style. He evolved.
But there
into
is
that.
no this pocketbook thing that Cam and him doing, and it's
Nah.
all that's
Oh,
to
he
me
got a pocketbook?
the man purse.
Yes.
That's not
Cam is
evolving
a
to me.
pocketbook.
That's just like I'm
Little
just
Uzi had a regular purse. It wasn't no man purse. He was carrying a lady's purse.
because they determine that they don't want no lines. Y'all talking about blurring the lines? They like no.
But see, they do this
I
for
don't
attention.
want no lines at all anymore.
We missing it. They do it for attention so that they can get the money. So the system tells them what makes you different. So I gotta outdo the dude that was before me. So I'm gonna do something crazy. So I'm gonna start carrying a purse and wearing girls' shirts because the guy before him wore girl shirts. So okay, so
Who's the
he
guy
get
before him?
I can't remember the boy's name. No, them little kids. But he wore girls' dresses and shirts.
Oh, you talking about oh my
Tony
goodness.
said he carried
The
man
rapper?
bags.
Yes.
The one that had the dress on for the
Yes.
cities thing. What's his name? The
I don't know. The
dark-skinned
one
rapper
that was
had
blonde in the eyes.
Chinese,
What's a man bag?
It's a purse. That's what it is.
They call it a merce.
They call them merces.
Rachel
But
said a hipster is someone who follows the latest
trends
in
and
fashions, especially those regarding as being outside of the cultural mainstream.
But yeah, they have to they have to top what happened before them. And the kids are looking at this, so now the kids are gonna adopt what they see their idols doing. They regardless of whether or not they wanna accept the term as being role models or not, they are role models. Because these kids want to be like them.
Same thing, and that's we
Not
go
just
right
the-
back
no,
to
Uzi,
media.
the stars.
And now with the media, it's like they're pushing it. They're encouraging the guys. The
Yes,
more out the box
they
you
are.
can be,
Right.
that's what we want.
Exactly.
Because
Right.
you want to
What
influence.
media is you watching that encourages that?
The check that
Yeah.
the people who sign that check.
Yeah, all of it does it.
That's what you call it media?
Are you looking
I'm
at these?
saying
Are you looking at
that's
hip
what
hop
you call
today?
it, that's
Do
what you
you
call it, their
look at
employer.
hip
Those
hop?
who control the
Employer
images
is in
that you
charge- right,
see
in charge of the media.
on
They're the
television.
ones who say, I don't want you to, what's the dude named? Chameleonaire. One of the ones when he first came out, when he started making music and started making sense and started his lyrics was uplifting
See, I think
and educating.
I think where
They want that.
we get it
They don't
Right.
twisted is when we try to say news and the industry that they're in is media. It's not the same
To
thing.
me, I think
It
that's
is
Yeah,
media.
it's
What is
all
media?
it's all
That's
media
all
outlets,
media.
whether it's television, Facebook, commercials,
They're just
movies,
different
different
views.
sources
That's not
of media.
Those are their own industries.
Oh, that's
Okay,
media.
we
That's
gotta go.
mainstream media.
It's
We gotta go to a
multimedia.
commercial, y'all. We gotta go to a commercial. We'll be right back. Trust me, we are far from finished, y'all. Stay tuned. Love Dawn, Sunset Soul, Monty, Lisha G, and Michael Harrison Jr. Bye,
Michael
Black.
Harrison Jr. I like his name.
Blackbydemand.
Brother Mike.
Say my name. Say my name.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Well, yeah, they
Fine.
did they find her? They find her.
They find her.
Somebody else paid it though.
Listen, y'all, we back. Prior to going to break, we were talking about the
Janet Jackson
media and well, basically the same thing. The celebrities who have gone against the grain, and we end on. We were talking about Cam Newton. We talked about we didn't talk about Prince, but I have him down. Prince is one of the ones as well. I mean, you talking about a line being blurred? There is no line with Prince. What was with Prince?
Prince's style wasn't accepted as masculine. We never accepted it as masculine. It was Prince being Prince.
But so
Michael Jackson being Michael Jackson. We didn't make that. Okay, now it's okay to wear blouses because Prince did.
But did you accept him as masculine?
Well, yeah, nobody.
Not a style, but him.
No.
So you
I would not think that Prince was masculine at all.
I would.
Right. And a lot of the ones that they made into legends weren't like alpha males.
Right.
So
Not
rather it's
today,
Prince, Michael Jackson, the people who reached that legend status were not ones who were like
based
straight
on
alpha
the
males.
definition of masculinity, strength, dominance. I actually think Prince exhibited strength. I think he was very dominant.
Yeah, I think he exhibited strength in his talents, but I don't know, them boots.
You gotta be strong to wear them boots.
I guess you got a point. You gotta be strong to wear them boots. Them boots.
I'm not saying that he wasn't strong or he wasn't masculine, but that wasn't portrayed. That wasn't the image that was put out there. Even when he spoke,
But see, that's
he spoke so soft.
Yeah, that's a good point. When he spoke, when they interviewed him, he was very soft.
Passive.
Yeah, very
Well,
soft.
I do not see Prince as passive
he had a deep voice.
Yes,
He had a deep voice, but he was very.
His mannerisms were very ladylike.
He could have almost been a Jackson.
Yeah.
or androgynous.
Tony said Prince was a freak.
Actually, was one
I
of the
believe
ones
that.
was
I believe
I
that.
definitely believe
that defined the whole term of
that.
androgynous.
All right, so because I didn't even realize again that we were this far into the show. The Millennium. Am I saying that right? Millennium Man. These are some, and I'm not going to read them all. Some of the traits. I'm just going to say the New Age man. Millennium, but I'm not going to keep saying millennium. I'm going to say New Age man.
Okay, that's not real though, because it's millennium.
Traditional gender roles are becoming a thing of the past. We know for certain the roles of men and families have changed in our culture. Fathers are now changing diapers and staying at home with kids. Which now is that a masculine or feminine thing?
I don't think it's very masculine. I think it's good for a man to know how to step up to the plate when he needs to. But like as a man myself, I feel we designed to be providers.
Okay.
You know.
I agree. I don't know, and I had that conversation. If I could be in a relationship with a man, like I went to work and he stay home,
I couldn't.
I couldn't be that man. That would drive me crazy.
That would, it would drive me.
First of all, we both going to work, so y'all can sit home all y'all want. But I know you better get off at work and bring home a check. That's all I'm saying.
So
I enjoyed the ability to stay home.
No, sorry.
I enjoyed the ability to stay home.
What's wrong with the phone lines?
It was time.
I'm sorry, Miss Tamika. If you are trying to call in while we're on the commercial break, then it won't.
No, she works here. She knows.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tamika. Then you know already. I'm sorry. I thought she was trying to call in.
No, I was just saying I enjoy the ability to stay home, but I don't want.
I don't like staying home. I thought that's what I wanted. That's a lie. I don't want to do that. It drives me insane. I need to go to work. But I want somebody that's on the grind like me. I don't want anybody to be like, well, I stay home with the kids. I'm going to tell you because I might think to myself, well, that's cool. You know, if I make enough, you stay home, you take care of it. But after a while, I think that the roles we'll get confused. I think that I would begin to dominate that.
Right, yeah. I definitely couldn't just be sitting at home. Like, you know, a man got to provide. You got to get out there, you got to grind. And I think it's designed so even if the woman does work, right? So y'all both work, but you don't want all the weight on her shoulders.
Right.
That's what my shoulders are built for, you know, like, and then when the world puts the pressure on me and beats me down, and then I have those couple days when I'm down. See, that's when the woman's going to step up and uplift you. You know, black woman in particular has the power to turn a man into a king. He might not even have been a king until he got with her, and she made him realize, I value you.
That's the one. Y'all heard that?
That was a Barack and Michelle moment right there.
The Millennium Man is tough, but he knows. What is it?
But he now comes with the side of
I'm
tender.
I'm sorry, y'all. The Millennium Man is tough, but he now comes with the side of tender. You disagree?
No, I'm not going to disagree. I don't like the wording here.
You don't like the wording?
Because I do believe it's important that our men learn how to show some emotion and identify those things that's going on in them, but they don't need to be tender.
No.
I don't need nothing tender. No tender side.
You don't want to be tender in the bedroom?
No.
Oh, you'd like to get thrown
I
against
like
the wall.
it. Oh my goodness.
I appreciate that.
He almost got me. You almost got me. Give my Bible away. Give my Bible.
He isn't afraid to show the world he cries, and he encourages other men to drop the machoism.
The world do not need to see him cry. Not the world.
Machismo.
He has at least one best friend who's a girl.
No, not my man. Unless it's me.
Your best friend is a girl, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you go ahead back to this.
Girls. Yeah, I haven't experienced that.
Unless she is me, my man don't need no best friend.
I don't know how I would feel about my man's best friend being a girl.
I have a problem with that, and it's so biased because I have a male best friend. I have a male best. I have a male's best friend. I have a male best friend who has a wife, and if the tables was turned, I would have a problem with me. But the tables ain't turned.
We're gonna move.
Yeah, my woman would never believe that if I said that. Like,
can we expound
she's
on that
my
a little
best
bit?
friend.
No, that don't work.
She'd be like, no.
Because
I don't
why
believe that.
why is there such an issue? Do you think because
why is it an issue?
Yeah, that if he had a best friend that's a girl. Why is that
I
such an
don't
issue?
say his best friend is
I
his
don't
lady.
believe in
That's
setting
right,
yourself
Jerome.
up for the potential of things happening. I believe it's
I
wise
can't.
to just keep
I've
those
had
things
bad
separate. It's just wise because
yeah.
we cannot honestly say that we have full control over everything that goes on in our lives.
That can happen at any time. It
you
doesn't
ain't
matter
gonna
if
slip
she's the
into no.
best friend.
But remember last week when
You
we
ain't
talked
gonna
about
just fall
soulmates,
into
how
it.
you try to make it work. Now you got this best friend, your soul companion. And then you like, well,
These
we
are
got
still
everything
choices.
else
But that's
that
what
we
I'm
have
saying.
in common. We only thing different is we're not having sex. Why not?
And that's what you say, that you're not having sex. You're not having sex yet.
Yeah.
I had let me say I had an issue with one of
Because
my
I
old
can take
friends,
this to a whole
and
different
her
level
and
by
her
adding
her
the
best
layer
friend
of man
was
to
a guy,
man. Best friends.
and I was dealing with the guy.
They know
I can't
everything
relate,
about you. They seen
Listen,
everything.
let me get your opinion. So my former best friend, my former friend's best friend was a guy, and they had no romantic feelings with each other, and then he had an accident, and then the epiphany. What would my world be without you?
Wow.
You know,
one.
So now,
because he had a life or death experience.
Just one catalyst. One.
So I'm sorry, I can't tell you that I would feel comfortable with my husband's best friend.
Is that the only reason that you had? I mean, that's the only.
Well, I mean, I've saw this happen time and time again. I mean, not that exact same way, but because it's so easy, especially for women. When you find a guy that you are that close with,
Right.
and I can talk to him about anything, and he 9 times if he's your best friend, he's interacting with your kids and stuff like that. Why not?
Yeah.
Because looks is irrelevant. That's one of the main reasons why you're not intimate or I'm not attracted to him. That goes out the door after a while. You know? No, I'm saying when you, most of the time, when you ask the person, well, why you don't just, I don't look at him like that. That's usually what women say about a guy.
Yeah,
I don't really see him that way. But after a while, that's what they say.
Right.
But I'm saying after a while, looks is irrelevant. Now it's about
but what
timing.
What they're saying is real. That they really mean it. I don't see you that way.
And you might be right. I'm saying,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not
But what does that have to do with them being best friends today? If they feel this way and they say they're not doing this,
all I'm saying is my man
believe him.
Can't have no female best
Yeah,
friend.
my woman definitely would not go for that.
Yeah, my man.
Okay.
I wouldn't even better run that
so
on.
what
her.
if he didn't tell you about his best friend to the 5th date you already in?
Then we got a problem. Oh, we dating?
Yeah.
And he got a female best friend.
Right.
Then
What is different? If they already were friends.
No. See, this is how me and my best friend are still best friends because I was a best friend before his wife came. Understandable. For me.
Right.
I still have a problem with us being best friends because you got a wife. I should not be your best friend. But if y'all ain't got a problem with it, then I guess I should make it my problem.
If he's saying you're my best friend, but you don't come anywhere near close to his wife.
What you mean?
His wife is actually his best friend, but you are
No.
the friend for the
No.
long period of time.
Move to the next.
No.
We're gonna move.
Moving on.
No, I'm
To the
asking.
next one.
I'm the best friend.
So you take precedence? Sir,
So wait a
let me
minute.
tell you something, right? You need to get out.
The millennium man, he is not afraid to go deep in conversation with his male friends. Is that get going deep? I think that's a way of evolving. I think that men are now speaking.
That's not evolving.
They're
been
talking
doing this.
more.
Dudes, guys get together, they go to the bar, they get drunk, and they spill their guts to their friends. They laugh,
Yeah,
they joke.
we
they
definitely
don't
have
cry.
conversations. We are not the best with, the whole feelings thing. You can actually turn dudes
It's
off.
everything but.
Yeah, so you get to say a few things, and then it's like, come on, bro, like we trying to drink, like.
Right.
But I think
we're
what
trying to
this is
hear all
talking
your
about
problems
is-
tonight.
This statement is talking about feelings.
Just like expressing themselves. I
So
don't.
that would be the new thing.
I think that guys are doing that more now than what they were before. They are
Yeah, I
being
think
because
so.
the
Yeah, they
fact
are.
that being able
Right.
to come
Sharing
out
the
now
fact
and
they're
tell
in
the
love
truth
with
that
someone.
my
Yeah.
homeboy he get down, I might not. But now,
Yeah, I think that's
nobody's hiding
evolved
no
a little
more.
bit because dudes get uncomfortable. Let a
Right.
dude go too deep with his feelings. It's like, yeah, man, because I really, really love her. Yeah, that's good, man. It's good to find somebody to love. So anyway, are we gonna watch the game?
Right.
tonight?
Let's go back. Jerome
You
Pender
know?
said his female friends are also his ladies' friends. It said we all can't get along, then it's no point. So he bridged the relationship.
Rachel said Jerry's best friend is a girl. I'm assuming Jerry is Rachel's man. And I hate her with a passion. Because whether she is married or not, I feel she has a secret agenda. By the way she acts around him.
Thank goodness she lives
This is why I say I can't have a man that has a female best friend. Because I will create a whole story in my head on what's going on when
But
I
if she
am.
ended that with thank goodness she lives in another state.
Oh, okay. But she still has this.
What's the
it's
hidden
still,
agenda?
that's-
She don't live here.
That's
your
she
agenda.
want- that
That's
you
her
think.
agenda.
But that's a
her agenda,
problem.
and that's her mind making her believe
But
something
that's
that's
a
happening.
problem
That's
that
not
needs to
happening.
be addressed.
It is. She needs to address it. Why do you have these feelings about this girl that's not thinking about you? That's your problem.
The new age man doesn't take himself too
You always will be the
seriously.
example.
He doesn't take himself too seriously, and he's open to learning.
Open to learning is
Right.
good.
Okay,
I
so
love
that's
learning.
that's evolving.
Wait. You're saying that there are men here now that are open to learning?
That's the millennium man.
This is the millennium, right?
Right.
So
The
there's
new age
men in
man.
this millennium that are open to learning.
are open
Show
to
me where
learning.
they
They
at.
don't take yourself too serious.
Show me where they at.
You open to learning? You said you open.
Oh yeah, I have a library. I read. You know what I mean? I'm constantly
Learning
learning.
what, though?
Yeah.
Because men nowadays learn what they want to learn.
Yeah, knowledge is power. I like having leverage, so the more I learn about particular subjects, it gives me leverage in life.
All right. This man is more connected to his body than his father was, because he had spent time meditating, doing yoga, and practicing mindfulness.
Yes, yeah. Now that I'm not sure of, because I think what's missing with these millennials is, it's a certain part of being a man that involves doing manly things. Like,
That's just something like exercise.
You got to know how to change a tire.
Yeah, women doing that nowadays.
Right, true.
You just had 2 little kids on Facebook changing their father's tire.
But you get what I'm saying? You got to know how to do work. You got to know how to get out there if it's necessary to cut the grass, change the tire, fix the porch, you know what I mean, unplug the hot water heater, stuff that we grew up watching men do.
I'm not doing it.
I think they don't know how to do that, because I was around a young man before, and
they don't even know how to tie.
I had to help him change the tire. He was like 24 years old. He didn't know what to do. And I'm like, this is crazy.
Which you know what?
I'm waiting for
we got 2
AAA.
minutes, but I'm just letting y'all know, moving into this month, a lot of that is because of the fathers not being in the household.
True.
And not this week coming, but the week after, we'll be discussing. We're doing a show called Taking Fathers.
Right.
The first one is A Father's Tale, and it will be men who were not able to be in the home with their fathers, and their different reasons why. And the second show will be The Child's Tale, where it will be an adult, but the result of such. Because there's some things that they just don't know.
It is.
And instead of saying that, how they say now, they open the line, instead of saying, I don't know this, they try to rationalize, or they try to, I don't need to know that. Somebody gonna do that for me. I'm gonna have that money.
Call AAA.
Right. I mean, that's what it is.
Calling AAA. Serious.
But but again, I think
because tires aren't gonna be around much longer. Y'all need to get used to it.
The wheel is gonna go away.
It's gonna go away.
We got 1 minute. Okay.
They plan to have cars flying by 2030.
He's comfortable enough in his own skin.
Hovering,
his masculinity shows through even when he's wearing a hot pink shirt. That he's still this millennial man. Still,
I think a hot pink shirt on a black man is beautiful.
Evolution. That mean, hey, there's
I don't have a problem. I don't wear pink shirts, but I don't have a problem with men wearing pink shirts. You know what I mean? Because ironically enough, the color pink was actually invented as a masculine color. It was switched to a feminine color.
It was pale pink.
That's right. It was originally a masculine color.
See what happened when you read?
I don't think it was called pink back then. That pink.
They called it something else.
For girls, they used to wear pink for girls.
But it's not that I wouldn't wear one. It don't look good on me. To me, you know what I mean. Now we all got our colors.
The original color was in the crayon box, actually, too. What the name was, I just can't remember because it got discontinued.
I never knew that. We got 30 seconds. Let me see. He willingly signs up for salsa class, and he's not ashamed. He's not afraid to make a fool of himself.
I'm not Mexican.
No. He has learned to appreciate intellect and earning powers of his partner, meaning that he's not upset if his wife partner makes more money.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I kind of got stuck on the salsa thing.
You wouldn't do salsa class?
I'm not Mexican.
Salsa is fun.
It looks fun, but it's got a lot of hip movements in it that I don't think is natural to me.
The men should.
Listen, y'all. We got to go to a commercial. We'll come back. We're gonna finish the Millennium Man and see if we can get into any of these viewer questions. We'll be right back.
If you didn't notice, I said I'm not Mexican.
Hey now, this is your girl Tracy from Gangsta Goddess Radio. If you missed us on Monday from 7 to 8, catch this flashback. Gangsta Goddess Radio, BeExposedRadio.com. If I be on video, you can see my new glasses. I got new glasses.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. Public service announcement. Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, y'all, we back. We left off with the salsa classes, and y'all wasn't here for it. Nobody wanted to do salsa. The Millennium Man does salsa.
I'm glad I ain't looking for
did y'all say anything about he's not afraid to make a fool of himself?
I didn't like that. I really feel like men need to be conscious of what they do and how they present themselves. Okay. And I think it should be reworded into not afraid to have fun.
He's not.
But making a fool of yourself, that's just...
He's fearless.
Some stuff they just do.
All right, he is likely to throw a meal in the crock pot in the morning as his partner and tag team, pretty much.
That's cool.
He's cooking.
Yeah, that's cool.
I did?
You got
no, the intellect of the earning powers. We did that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool too.
You got...
I have a steamer. A pressure cooker.
You got a crock pot?
Because I like my meals to be done fast.
He knows his way around the bedroom. He is self-aware and listens to his partner's needs and desires.
That's cool.
He recognizes there is something sacred in sexuality and isn't afraid to explore it.
Afraid.
Sacred in sexuality.
Right.
What's
isn't
the
afraid to
exploration, the exploring part?
And isn't afraid to explore it.
He's open.
Wait a minute. What's open? What is he exploring here?
He wear his pants down.
What are we exploring there?
It's the Millennium Man. He here for it. I mean, whatever his partner want to do, he willing to.
Like that's too vague.
Why,
that's very vague.
Why women got to be so compromising, but men is like, no, not that.
You know we got rules. Certain.
Man, let me tell you
certain things.
I'm not gonna get into that. Let me.
We're talking about the Millennium Man here.
The Millennium Man can get got. That's all I'm
saying.
That.
I get that concept that they're.
But the Millennium Man's a little more open, huh?
Yes.
I get that their sexuality, that they can go wide and far. And
see, I'm Generation X, so it was a little different for us. No.
Exit only.
No.
Also, the Millennium Man.
Exit only.
There you go. Generation X. Exit only. Bingo.
Doesn't mind if he loses to a girl.
Like in what?
Like basketball.
Yeah, no big deal.
You can lose to a girl and it's okay.
Well, what else?
I mean, it's probably not going to happen. I think that's why I think it's no big deal.
It's not going to happen. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm about to get
no, I wouldn't trip though. I wouldn't trip. That's
This man is innovative in his work and is more concerned with doing what he loves than making a fortune. Now that's definite for this generation. It's not about money. They really want that.
Business owner.
But I think though you can.
They do.
You can make I don't want to say a fortune, but you can make a living doing what you love.
Everybody wants to be a small business owner. Everybody wants to be their own boss.
That's because
but they don't want to be a Fortune
500.
They don't all want to be Fortune 500. They want to live comfortably. They want to be a small business owner. They want to be successful.
No, people don't want to submit to anybody. Nobody wants to have to listen to or have somebody dictate.
Right, but if it's a whole bunch of bosses, who to do the damn work?
All right, wait a minute. We got
hello.
We got less than 10 minutes. So we're gonna wrap it up. Millennium Man is not afraid to say "I love you." He doesn't immediately raise his hand, raise his fist to fight in conflict. He his woman's strength doesn't
if
threaten
all we got
him.
Is leaders.
Wait, what? Why is it afraid? Why we're making the men before this generation afraid of everything? They weren't afraid to say I love you.
Well, they weren't willing
to.
They weren't willing.
About willing. They did what was necessary, and in their minds, it wasn't necessary to keep telling you I love you. Didn't you eat today?
yeah.
Again,
that's old school.
This is where people say that we have evolved, because I do think that men should acknowledge their true feelings. I don't want to be one of y'all when we 80 years old and be like, I didn't know why I tell you I love you enough. I don't want that. I want you to just go ahead and tell me.
I think it's good
now.
to let, especially your woman. I think it's good to let her know that.
But they weren't afraid. It wasn't a fear.
It wasn't afraid. It wasn't taught. It wasn't something that they were used to seeing.
But this goes into the whole diminishing of masculinity. Now we're trying to tell people that the real masculine men were scared.
Think about it. The millennium man,
the
millennium man, the people that are actually right here and present in this, that's going to lead the future, basically.
Oh God.
They do say it. And often
now, but they wasn't
whatever kind of partner they had.
But listen up, y'all, because we got less than a minute left.
I'm not a millennial, but
you brought up the diminishing of masculinity, which is a segue into what we're discussing on next week. It is a huge discrepancy. Well, it is not understood why men are now walking away from the church. Why and a lot of that. They're just not. It's not. They're not there. Men in the church right now is really few and far between. I'm not going to do it.
I wasn't.
Right? We're not going to do it. So, and that was one of the main things you hear is that the church kind of takes away the masculine. The
I wasn't never there, so I don't know.
That's what we're talking about. There's a reason why. So this is discussion on next week, y'all. Why is it?
But I didn't walk away because
you didn't walk away.
No, we're going to talk about why men.
We're going to walk about why men are not in church. Period. Different reasons for what is it that's missing? Because at one point in time we were all there. The family was there, and now it's just the woman and children.
I can tell you the answer. I don't know if I'm be here
next week. He won't be here next week.
I'm not gonna be here next week. I don't know.
There's not
one
answer.
I got my own show to do.
What is well, there is no one answer because everybody has a reason why they're not in church.
Atheism is on the rise.
It is. But why? That's the question. Why is it on the rise?
Men weren't in church 20 years ago.
What happened?
Men weren't in church 20 years ago.
It was more than what it is now. And they had on real suits.
No,
that's a whole other conversation. But listen, y'all, before we leave, I want to say thank you to my guest, Monny. Talk Lately with Monny will be back this next week coming. This Tuesday at 7 o'clock. I might bust in here. Miss Lisha G. She came late, but she was right on time. I just said that. You're supposed to be like, yay.
Just like Jesus.
All right. And, of course, Mr. Michael Harris Jr., owner of Blackbydemand. He will be here. He will be here in July, and we're going to talk to him about his company and why it is that everyone needs to reach out and support this
movement.
This movement is what it is.
Group
That's
economics.
the word. Absolutely.
Save
so thank y'all so much
ourselves.
for coming. And thank you so much, Mr. Harrison, for coming in and talking with us. Whenever you are free, come chat it up with us.
Yes, it's been my pleasure. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much.
Did you just give him an open invitation?
I did.
Yes.
Any Thursday?
I will be
if you
back.
have something to contribute to the conversation.
That's right. I'll be back.
Just let me know.
Yes.
Thank y'all for tuning in, Sunset Soul. Y'all, we'll see y'all next week. Why these men ain't going to church, y'all? Help me out here.
I know why they ain't going to church.
See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Krista Renee. Make sure you tune into my show, The Krista Renee Radio Show, every Monday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
My hope is gone. See, they agree with me.
Oh my gosh. CJ Burney is hosting a toy drive this Christmas. Would you like to touch a little bit more on that?
Yeah, I started it on December 1st. I do it every year. I did it. This is my 6th year for doing this toy drive. Last year I donated to it was a home with single mothers and kids. So I donated all the toys. We had like 4 or 5 bags full of toys. People donated money. You can donate money. I got a GoFundMe.